What's up guys, it's Will here back again, and today we're here to review the Hot Toys Bane figure from The Dark Knight Rises. But before we get started, make sure to like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any brand new content as it goes live here. I did buy this figure day one, but I also bought a second copy from Comic Concepts. If you're looking for a great place to buy Hot Toys, it's Comic Concepts. You can use my code WillFox for $10 off of your order. Unlimited usage. That said, let's get into the review. Alright guys, so with my reviews, I like to show you what you came here to see right away. First things first, you want to see the figure. This is the star of the show. This is what you came to see. You can see I have the eyes looking straight ahead. This is how he comes out of the box. There are two little pegs underneath the head sculpt when you pop it off. You can adjust the eyes, give him a little bit of side eye, or maybe with his eyes up near the top of his head, sort of looking up in a mischievous, devious type of way. Either way, this head sculpt lends itself to a lot of different looks, and the fact that he has a furrowed brow really gives him an amazing expression regardless of the eye position, but it gives you a lot of free range to do a lot of different things and make him look like the screen accurate version of Bane that we saw in The Dark Knight Rises. Nonetheless, guys, I'm going to spend however long it takes me to edit and film this review gushing about this figure. This thing is incredible. This is one of the best, most lifelike, hyper-realistic action figures that I've ever seen in my entire life. Hot Toys has truly outdone themselves with this one. Every single figure release, I feel like they're getting better and better, and this one is just remarkable. I see why this figure was delayed for so long. Clearly, a lot went into producing it, and it shows. And let me say, this body is heavy. This is a medical-grade silicone body with detailing such as scars on the skin. So the sort of lumpy thing I think is super overblown after having this thing in hand. This is just crazy. Look at the scar detail on the body. And of course, most importantly, the scar on the neck is the one that people are going to remember the most. And of course, that detail is not missing. This custom body is remarkable. I'm actually buying, as I mentioned, two of this figure because I like it that much. I think it's truly a work of art and one of Hot Toys' finest releases that they've ever done, maybe the finest in terms of lifelike realism. It's insane. The body has a lot of articulation to it. You can articulate it as normal, up and down. You can move the legs all around. Whatever you want to do, you can pose at the elbow joint, get him back in position, pop that shoulder joint back up. Whatever you need to do, you can do with this guy. You do want to be careful long-term not to get too crazy with your posing. I do think the medical grade silicone should be pretty durable, but we don't have a ton of data yet to confirm that. So for me, I think we just need to wait and just be careful and cautious with our figures and, just think about what you're doing before you damage the figure long term. Nonetheless, the detailing on the outfit is crazy. Tons of straps, as you can see here, from the top all the way to the bottom. You have a rubbery portion in the middle here. This is meant to be like sort of armor-like, but it's more like rubbery padding, which is pretty cool as well. It feels very squishy to the touch, but looks great on the figure. The detailing on the back also extends to the straps, as you can see, and even some subtle weathering, of course, on the back of the armor plate there as well. You can also see some knee pads on the knees, and of course, you got the boots here at the bottom with some weathering effects as well. This is not a split cut boot design, unfortunately, but you do have pretty good articulation. You don't need a ton of articulation for Bane. He does do dynamic things like fight, but you don't need a ton of articulation for this one. I think it's going to be fine. You're going to be able to pull off the poses that you want. Nonetheless, there are two other looks for this figure that I'm going to show you, but I can't imagine most people are not going to have him in the sleeveless look because you're covering up this amazing silicone body that is Hot Toys' finest work to date as far as seamless bodies go. You do have that wrist peg, unfortunately. I thought that would be more of an eyesore than it ended up being. I think it's actually something that really doesn't bother me all that much, which we'll talk more about. But nonetheless, this just looks crazy. I'm truly at a loss for words. So while I'm at a loss for words, let's take a look at some of the other outfits for this guy. All right, so we've gone ahead and put the jacket on Bane here. And honestly, I already missed the seamless body. That custom body by Hot Toys is just too awesome to keep covered up. So for me, I think the jacket look is one that's probably not going to find its way in my display, at least for my first option of this figure. You can futz the coat to your liking. It doesn't have wires up top here, but wires do run along the sides on both sides here, and you can adjust them, and there's wires on the bottom as well. So you can adjust those to your liking, but the top of the coat naturally flares out, which is pretty much how it was in the film, to be honest, but they're not gonna sit naturally down flush. They're gonna naturally pop back up because there are no wires in the upper portion of the coat. So unfortunately, the coat is just gonna have to sit that way with it kind of flaring out at the top. Overall, it does look pretty good. This is not a pleather material. I'm not sure what the material choice is here, but it feels pretty nice and substantial. I don't think this one is going to deteriorate on you relatively quickly, so I think this is actually pretty cool. So if you want the jacket look, it does cover the wrist peg, which is really nice on both sides, which is nice because you have the jacket. So pretty cool. I like the jacket look. Let's move on to our next look. All right, so now we went ahead and put the other jacket on this Bane figure. And again, futz it to your liking. It's definitely a tight fit, I can tell you that for sure. But you can move it around, adjust the collar, show more or less skin, whatever you prefer for your look for Bane. I do think this jacket is pretty cool as well. It's probably not going to be one I'm going to use all that much either, but I do like it overall. It has a zipper that you can zip up here to, you know, tighten it or loosen it. It has a belt actually that has a Velcro strap that you actually just loop through and strap right there, Velcro to Velcro. It works pretty well. I do think this look is pretty cool overall. I'm definitely not opposed to it. I think it's good, but again, it feels like a little bit of a shame to cover up that seamless body. But nonetheless, if you're looking for what the jacket look looks like, you'll see some more footage in this video, but here's your first look at it. I think it's pretty good. It's, you know, he wears this outfit in the film some. He does some cool stuff. He breaks the one guy's neck from Wall Street with it. He's on the rooftop, you know, watching Batman. It's not a super iconic outfit. The jacket, the long jacket, or the sleeveless look are probably a little more iconic for the character, but it's a nice inclusion. This actually isn't pleather from my understanding. So pretty cool. The longevity should be pretty decent. Not a bad look. I kind of like it. All right, so as we go through Bane's accessories, I figured it was important to start with the display base because, to be honest, that's probably the most important accessory that comes with this figure. Bane does not come with a whole lot, so we might as well start with the display base because this is probably what you're going to be displaying him on. You can see on the front here, you have the nameplate Bane with the Dark Knight Rises on there, and underneath that, you have a water effect that looks actually super cool. It's meant to replicate, of course, the sewer fight from the Dark Knight Rises between Bane and Batman when they first meet. On the sides here, you're actually going to see 4 little gray pillars of sorts, or legs. These are actually adjustable. You can slide these up and down to make the base taller or shorter. Right now, they are on the shortest setting because the base is already pretty tall as is. And if I wanted to make them taller, then yeah, you're going to have the display space to accommodate that. You can actually remove the back piece here. So this back piece here is actually meant to replicate the sewer, the grating in that sewer, right? And that is something that you can adjust if you wish. So for me, I'm probably not going to have this in my display. It's very tall, and to me, looking at it, it's a little bit blurry. I think the printing is okay. It's solid to good, I guess I would say, but I don't find it to be exceptional, and I feel like it kind of actually hurts the realism a little bit because it looks like a printout rather than actual sewer grating, you know, based on the background of the sewer in the film. So to me, it's cool, but I'm probably going to go without just because of the height and, of course, the overall quality of it. Nonetheless, you can remove that and make the base a lot smaller and more streamlined. You do see some poles here on the side. These actually attach to the base as well, so you could remove those as well if you wish, but there are going to be holes down there at the bottom that are still remaining if you remove the poles and the staircase or whatever. There's another piece here on the right-hand side that actually attaches to the base as well, so when you get it out of the box, you can go ahead and pop that thing on there. But here's the base on a wide shot. It's actually pretty cool. I really do like it, but again, I'm probably going to detach the back just because I don't think it's going to make sense for my display. But really like this base. I think it's a really nice accessory, and Bane's going to look great on it. So what we have here is a pleather strap meant to go over Bane's right hand. So the other gauntlet that's currently on the figure is designed for the seamless body look. But when you want to put one of the jackets on Bane, you want to put this gauntlet over the right hand because this one actually attaches to the hand and sits comfortably under the jacket, whereas the other one is not really designed to do so. It is pleather. It has a Velcro strap right here where you can attach the gauntlet to itself, and it sits really nicely. So a nice costume accessory. If you want to use the jackets, you want to make sure you pop this on the guy. You could put it on his other hand to cover the wrist peg, but it's not screen accurate, and to be honest, it doesn't look very good. So here we have a broken bat cowl. This is the bat cowl that Bane holds in his hand as he's beating Batman's ass in the sewer, and he drops it behind him in the most badass way possible. Really cool accessory, nice. You can have Bane holding this and really pull off some cool poses with it, but this is probably his most significant accessory outside of his costume accessories and the base. So this is really about it. I think it's pretty cool. It's a nice accessory. It'll add to some, identity to the poses, but it's a broken Batman cowl, and that's really as much as there is to say about it. And what you have here are Bane's hands. So these are the hands that you can swap onto the figure. You have some closed-fisted hands, you have some grappling hands, and of course you have some gripping hands. So you have some options, some versatility here. Nothing too crazy. The paint applications are pretty strong on this one, but I don't think they're any more exceptional than most Hot Toys nowadays, but they look good. You have some hands, you have some versatility. There you go. Hot Toys Bane 2.0 is simply incredible. This is one of the best 1/6 scale figures I've ever seen in person. From the quality of the custom body, the details on the scarring, to the head sculpt, everything about it screams quality. This is the heaviest 1/6 figure body that I've ever held in my hands. The medical grade silicone really does allow this figure to look hyper realistic, and it feels like an incredibly high quality work of art because of that. Accessories are a bit minimal, but the fact that you can display 3 unique looks for this figure is cool as hell. I think it's a bit of a shame to cover up this incredible seamless body, but if you want to display Bane with the coat or the jacket, those are certainly great options as well. The jacket's not being composed of pleather is an exciting development, and that should increase longevity. I do think the long coat doesn't fit quite as well as the 1.0 version, which is a bit surprising, but this is likely due to the brand new body. Nonetheless, I like each look. There's only one issue with this figure, and we all know what it is. It's the visible wrist joint on the left arm. I thought this would be a bigger issue than it ended up being. While I would have preferred Hot Toys found an innovative way to create a seamless wrist joint, they didn't. While the wrist peg isn't very noticeable on display, you can work with it until you're comfortable, but I feel much more content with it now that I've seen the final product in hand. It's really not as much of an eyesore as I envisioned it being. All things considered, Hot Toys Bane 2.0 is incredible. It's one of the best figures in my collection, and I don't think that's changing anytime soon. I'll likely be displaying 2 different looks when my second one comes in. Hot Toys Bane 2.0 gets a 10 out of 10 from me. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to click the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you stay up to date on content going live here. You can also follow me on Instagram at will.foxification. Thanks again, I'll see you in the next video.